Is there a secret Stargate? The pyramids of the ancient Egyptians have lost none of their mysterious charisma to this day and continue to hold countless secrets. But what if there was really a Stargate to another dimension hidden beneath the Pyramid of Khufu? Some researchers are already speculating about the true function of the famous structure and are coming across surprising clues. Together, we'll delve into a world of mystery and legend to uncover the truth and push open the gateway to the past. Are you ready to discover the inconceivable? A Stargate? It is well known that the gigantic pyramids of the ancient Egyptians have been attributed with the most diverse, sometimes incredible functions. Those who are not familiar with the Pharaoh's tomb theory believe that the stone witnesses prove something that actually seems unimaginable. The ancient Egyptians were much more advanced than we can even imagine. Apart from the theory that the architectural marvels were used as power stations and were created in truth by aliens, a conjecture stands out quite particularly. The pyramids served as a highly developed protection structures for functioning stargates. Officially, such devices exist exclusively in the science fiction world. Thus, they are devices that make it possible to travel from a starting point to any distant place in the universe. Given that the ancient Egyptians did not even use the wheel, such a technical achievement seems very ambitious to say the least. While most people are probably bored by such claims, others are convinced that they actually reflect the historical reality. Even more, the ominous Stargate is supposed to still slumber under the Cheops pyramid. But what does it have to do with the background of this foolhardy assertion? Between legend and reality. If one follows the corresponding convictions, then the Stargate was based essentially on the legend of a mystical double Sphinx. This divine, lion-like beast has possessed two symmetrical bodies, each with its own head. The two halves of the Sphinx had been placed at opposite ends of the horizon. One pointed to the west and the other to the east. According to tradition, there would have been a portal in the chest of each Sphinx that led to a place the Egyptians called the underworld. The belief was that the sun passed through the eastern portal during its rising, while it passed through the western portal during its setting. If this myth should have a true core, a fundamental question arises. Where is then the second Sphinx? Rumor has it that a remote-controlled robot discovered a hidden tunnel system beneath the Giza Plateau. On the walls of the hidden passages, there would have been characters of an unknown language. Located below the Pyramid of Khufu, these tunnels are said to lead to 4 mysterious doors. Interesting to know, the tunnels that the robot explored were so small and narrow that no human could fit through them. As if the story wasn't mysterious enough up to this point, those responsible are said to have finally found something that completely took their breath away. Allegedly, the passages led to the tomb of the god Osiris. With the help of international secret services and the Egyptian military, this groundbreaking discovery had been veiled, however, immediately and shielded from the public. Alien gods. In the records of the ancient Greek philosopher Lambetos of Challis, we learn that the ancient Egyptians once performed spiritual ceremonies in which hidden knowledge was revealed to them. As part of this, some participants were blindfolded, whereupon they passed through a gate in the chest of the Sphinx. This gate, in turn, was said to lead to a supernatural place where it was possible for the visitors to communicate with the gods. And some people actually take this myth at face value. According to this, the Egyptians at the time by no means went through a divine gate, but through a fully functioning Stargate. So the gods Osiris, Anubis, and Thoth are supposed to have created something which saved the moon and the sun from the destruction by the god Seth. In detail, Osiris, Anubis, Ra, and many other divine creatures would have also used a portal to enter our Earth. Against this background, some people suspect that the supposed deities were in fact extraterrestrial beings who used their high-tech technologies to visit our blue home planet. However, since the ancients could not explain how the extraterrestrial visitors managed to perform such miraculous works, they were attributed a supernatural background. But once assumed that this thesis actually corresponds to the truth, and the gods were buried even on the Giza Plateau, why is there no official trace of their graves? Well, as you can already imagine, this is supposedly because the governments have always done everything to keep this knowledge secret from the public. The question of function. So far, so controversial and unconfirmed. Granted, without clear evidence and confirmed facts, the Stargate theory seems exceedingly fuzzy. Moreover, the question of why it took such a sophisticated colossus as the Pyramid of Khufu to protect the underground portal is not answered satisfactorily. If the true purpose of the pyramids was to shield such portals, does that mean that all other pyramids also conceal such a structure beneath them? After all, experts count nearly 120 of these structures in Egypt, leaving aside the countless pyramids that were built in other parts of the world. Well, man would probably not be man if he would be satisfied so simply with the official explanations of the experts. Because also, apart from the Stargates and Heaven Gates, many persons are visibly convinced of the fact that the original grave thesis does not reflect reality. As we all know, the Great Pyramid of Giza is said to have been built once to serve as the final resting place of the ancient Egyptian king Cheops. In contrast, there are approaches based on completely different assumptions. According to these, the Cheops pyramid could also have been a power plant, a gigantic water pump, or a biblical granary, to name just a few of the countless hypotheses. However, most theories have one thing in common. They simply leave out the fact that the Great Pyramid is located near the geographic center of the Earth. If the building really served as a tomb, why was this particular location chosen? And how could the ancient Egyptians even know where the geographic center of the Earth is located? A new approach. With its brilliant white Tura limestone cladding the Cheops pyramid might have looked like an oversized diamond in the middle of the desert after its completion. Following this, some people suspect that the pyramid actually had a radiant intended use. It may have been used as a light source. But one after the other. In principle, light can be produced by any system if it can emit charged particles into the ionosphere. The dancing auroras also work according to the same principle. As soon as energetic charged particles hit the Earth's atmosphere and interact with the Earth's magnetic field, a breathtaking light show is created in the sky. To create a structure that could be used as a light source, the Egyptians had to use a material with high conductivity that required a high frequency. And indeed, when the limestone from the Abu Rawash area was scientifically analyzed, researchers realized that its conductivity improved at higher frequencies, to the point where it was finally deemed exceptional. The pyramid as a light source? For a structure to emit high-frequency radiation, it must be surrounded by a large landmass. This is the basic rule of thumb that should be familiar to any antenna designer. And assuming that the Cheops pyramid was really intended to emit electromagnetic radiation on the scale of the entire planet, what better location to do so than the geographic center of the Earth? The electrons emitted by the pyramid have to reach the ionosphere. There is a gap of about 100 kilometers between this area and the top of the pyramid. As they pass through the ionosphere, the electrons in turn collide with the atoms of various gases, creating a glow similar to that of the auroras. The electrons in turn travel back to Earth via the planet's high points. Approaching the Giza Plateau, the electrons would flow through caves filled with water. The discovery of the caves in question was once announced by Zahi Hawass and Andrew Collins. There, another process took place, the so-called electrolysis, in which water molecules split into hydrogen and oxygen gas. This gas mixture then caused a great air pressure to build up on the bedrock, which literally made the Earth tremble and caused a booming noise. In this regard, it is quite interesting that many pyramid texts speak several times of vibrations and tremors. However, the sophisticated inner workings of the pyramid may also have played a fundamental role in generating the light. While the underground chambers served to split the water molecules, since only the hydrogen was needed for light generation, the rising hydrogen gas gradually filled up the queen chamber and the southern and northern shafts. The mysterious Granton-Brix doors, which to this day pose insurmountable riddles to experts, were thus installed to prevent the gas from escaping. As the pressure increased, so did the temperature of the gas, resulting in the partial release of electrons. The copper clamps that adorn the doors would have conducted the electromagnetic radiation into the system. Subsequently, the ionization of the hydrogen took place. The purpose of the king chamber was to collect all the free electrons from the queen chamber and bring them to the top of the pyramid. To do this, the granite beams of the chamber would have created an electric field. What is commonly interpreted as the sarcophagus of King Cheops was actually a component for generating high voltage to ionize the hydrogen and keep the chamber conductive. But again, while this is a perfectly plausible speculation, it is completely unconfirmed. And even in the event that the light source hypothesis is indeed true, some questions remain unanswered. Why did the Egyptians want to create such a light show in the first place? Where did they get the profound knowledge that was necessary for its realization? And why was such a phenomenon not mentioned in ancient writings? We see the field of alternative Egyptology is not only richer than an exciting theory, but also by many mysteries. And now it's your turn. What goes through your mind in view of the Stargate and the light source theory? We are curious about your comments. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons to never miss another one of our videos. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time.